Give them a hand, ladies and gentlemen. The Blue Comet Pride Band Sax Quartet. Good job, gentlemen. And now our starting lineups. Starting off with the Carthage Tigers,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chanute High School here. It's day 3 of the Ralph Miller Classic Tournament, the 51st annual. Now, most of you who have been keeping up with the Ralph Miller Tournament know that this is not actually the 51st annual because there have been a handful of tournaments that have been canceled over the years. So, in all reality, it's probably closer to like 55, 56 years that this has been going on, ideally. But today, we have the Chanute Blue Comets and the Carthage Tigers in your matchup going on right now. This morning we had a lot of things going on. Like I said, it's day 3, and we had several different events going on. For instance, the coaches free throw contest, the slam dunk contest, and the 3-point shootout. So Brayden, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about each of those aside from the coaches free throw contest. Tell us the results of those.
Well, for the 3-point contest standings, you have Jordan Duncan from Chanute winning it all. Parker Henson getting second, no surprise there, and Jaden Brown from Andover Central placing in third. Dunk contest standings, you have Parkview, Jameel Johnson with a nice dunk going over his coach for it, Cooper Retch from Emporia, and River Peters from Emporia. And fourth place to mention, by the way, is Caden Seamstar, our very own Blue Comet.
That's right, and then you can catch some of those highlights and a little bit of that recap video we have posted on the Chanute High School Facebook page, or you can get on the Instagram and go and find us at Comet Vision. We also have it posted there as well. Tonight's starters for the game for the Carthage Tigers are going to be number 0, Justin Ray, number 2, Max Templeman, number 10, Britt McCoy, and number 21, Cruz Castro, along with number 42, Clay Kinder. For the Chanute Blue Comets, we also have starting just our normal 5, which is going to be number 3, Lars Kester, number 5, Caden Seamster, number 22, Parker Manley, number 31, Parker Henson, number 35, Elias Stevenson, as the Carthage Tigers win the tip-off.
In the corner with number 2 from Carthage, he's going to look to drive on Parker Manley. Nice little lay-in. He's going to get it with a hard-fought bucket. Larson Kester pushing up the court, trying to put some pressure on. They slow it down at the top. Wanting to set something up here.
That's right. Quick points right off the bat for the Tigers. Blue Comets swinging around the perimeter, looking for something open, always relying on their 3-point shooters. Ball gets poked away from Seamster. Looks like that's going to be number
Shot over Parker Manley's
10,
head. Number
Coy.
10.
Britt Coy.
Wow.
There for the 3.
What a 3.
Custer bring the ball back down for the Blue Comets.
They're going to look to slow it down here. That's 5 quick points right off the bat.
Absolutely.
And another turnover.
Quick turnover by the Blue Comets, and almost uncontested there for Justin Ray for another 2 points for the Tigers. Lars Custer slowing things down again. That is a pretty common gameplay strategy for the Blue Comets. Slow things down a bit. That is their way of playing. Manley cutting back door, nothing open there. Henson swings it around to Seamster, back to Manley. Now Custer up top, gets it to Stevenson. Looking down low, nothing. Dribbles his way in a little bit. Kicks it back out to Seamster. Seamster goes ahead and slows things down to set another play up. Lars looking for Seamster, cut in. Seamster up and over his defender for 2. First points for the Blue Comets.
What a hard-fought bucket by him, too. That little nice post move to get in there and then lays it around the guy.
Absolutely. We did not see that as Lars Custer steals the ball from Templeman as he was trying to hand it off to Justin Ray. Seamster for three, does not fall.
Just bounces out.
Tigers with the rebound.
One thing that Crabtree likes to emphasize is responding and not reacting, and that's what the Blue Comets are looking to do here after the quick 2 points and then going in to get a turnover by Larson Kester.
Elliott Stevenson for the foul. That's his first personal foul of the day. Tigers are going to take it out of bounds. Speaking of coaches, as you just mentioned, head coach for the Blue Comets, it's going to be Devin Crabtree here. He's been here for about 4 years. This is his 4th year coaching now. And for the Carthage Tigers, as they score another 2 points, there's going to be Nathan Morris. Morris, as we've known over the last couple days, is very vocal from the bench, for sure. As Custer dishes it off, gets called for a travel ahead of time. Lars did not like that call. It looked like he picked up his dribble, took his 2 steps, but then dished it off. But the official thought otherwise.
There's one thing you've noticed throughout this tournament. It's the refs like calling travels, and you're going to have to watch that. You're going to have to make sure you take 2 steps and nothing more or anything close to more.
Carthage, another 3.
And it's
and
good.
That's going to be Justin Ray, second three-pointer. Pardon me, his first three-pointer for the day. Probably not going to be his last. Lars brings it back up. Stevenson now looking to make a little room from his defender. Back at the top of the key there. Chanute is not uncomfortable with taking their time to develop their play as needed. Larson backs his guy down, looks down low to Stevenson. Stevenson up and no good. Stevenson, as we've seen throughout the entire weekend, loves that little backdoor look and is going to be there all night. A little push on the play. It's going to be foul. It's going to be baseline. It's going to be a foul on the Blue Comets as the Tigers take it out of bounds. Another foul on, looks like Stevenson. Pardon me, that's going to be on Parker Henson. That's also his first personal foul. And the Tigers are going to go ahead and throw the ball in.
The good thing about these fouls are they're keeping it on the floor. They're not putting them to the line at all. It's going to keep the lead from getting out of hand.
Coy drives the ball in, tries to dish it out to Ray, gets fouled in the process. Another quick foul on Parker Henson. 2 fouls real quick as he's going to take a seat for a little bit. Sending in Jordan Duncan, the 3-point contest champion from today, as we talked about earlier.
Not a bad trade of players there, really. If one gets in trouble, the other one can always come in, and it's a reliable way to do it, too.
Ray for another 3-point attempt, and that's not going to happen. Little foul.
And Larson comes down with it.
Looks like that's going to be on Clay Kinder there. The 6'2" senior. Big guy on the court. He looks like a football player. Just rammed Lars Kester there. 2-12. Blue Comets still down 10 here halfway through the first quarter. Seamster looking to develop a play as he gets it to Lars down low on a little backdoor screen. Kicks it back out to Seamster. Seamster looks to drive middle, goes up with the right hand, gets fouled on the floor as they're going to throw it out in from out of bounds.
Well, that's just good discipline there from Carthage. They're fouling on the floor when he's going for the drive, not going to let him get the 2 shots. Caden hit a lot of his free throws yesterday.
Absolutely. First personal foul on Justin Ray. Blue Comets develop their inbounds play, gets it in there to Seamster. Parker Manley almost loses it, trying to catch with one hand, and Elliott Stevenson gets called for the travel as he tries to drive baseline. It's going to be Carthage basketball. As you talked about earlier, you know, we've seen a lot of traveling calls over the weekend, and it's just kind of something to take into consideration. That's going to happen.
It's one thing popularized by the NBA. There's that step before your dribble that they take. And in high school, they're going to be looking to take one step before they dribble. Like right there, he took a step before he dribbled, and they're going to call the travel. Jordan's going to look to inbound the ball to Larson Kester and bring it up. He's going to make sure this is a slow inbound. He doesn't want to really worry about turnovers. Something's going to come off the screen of Caden. Dishes it out. Looks to the corner of Manley.
Jordan Duncan kicks it over to Lars. Lars trying to make some room. Kicks it back to Stevenson as he goes up baseline again. Another miss.
He really loves those baselines, but today he's just not on point with getting those in.
Templeman drives to the rim. Another miss for him. Blue Comets get the rebound, bring it back. Looks to Jordan Duncan for a three-point attempt. That's going to be in and out. Not today, says the rim. Templeman bringing it back for the Tigers there. Gets it to Coy. Swings it around to Kinder. Kinder back to Templeman for the three-point attempt. That's going to be 3 more points for the Tigers. 15-2.
Not only was it just a 3, but it was a pretty deep one at that.
Yeah.
He shows he's hyped up after he puts the arrow going through his bow.
That would have been college range three-pointer attempt there. Blue Comets work their magic going on here. Manley looking down low, not going to happen. Swings it around to Duncan. Duncan throws it out of bounds, but not before. Looks like the ref called it Chanute's ball, but then changed his mind, as it looked like Carthage may have touched it, but just got their hand back quick enough.
One thing Carthage has definitely done, and it's watched film. If anybody knows anything about Blue Comets, it's hard for us to play with pressure. We adapt to that slow game, but we forget about the slow game comes pressure, and with pressure it speeds you up, and you're not used to that, so you make little mistakes. They get sped up right there and just thrown out of bounds.
Britt Coy for a quick 2 points down low. Nobody hardly guarding him. Lars looking down low to Stevenson, and Stevenson, I don't know if he just wasn't paying attention or didn't expect the no-look pass. Either way, off Stevenson's arms, going to be Tiger ball.
It's just that little bit of speed up. I know we got plays in our bag that we can just get open guys, but we're trying to force it up the gut, get the back cut to Elliott Stevenson. That's where he was living yesterday. It's just not looking like it's going to be there today.
And that's tough sometimes because of the fact that, you know, Lars Kester he's got a very mature understanding of the game of basketball, and Elliott Stevenson's also a very good athlete, but it's hard sometimes to expect a quick pass like that from someone like Lars. Rebound by Coy, puts it back for 2. 19-2, Blue Comets struggling early on.
We did forget to mention, but Brax Peters did come in for Parker Manley. He is one guy we saw hustle a lot, and I think that's what Crabtree's getting to look in here, just hustle players.
Absolutely. Brax is a great big body. He's a strong guy down low. Gets the ball. He does a great job with getting rebounds as well. Seamster up and under. Gets called for the travel. Crabtree can't believe it.
He was on the pivot foot. There's not much to say there. But like I said, the refs are going to call the travels, so you got to watch something.
It's tough. Tigers working their way around to the corner, down low, gets stuck, gets it back out. Templeman with the ball now. Drives down middle, pulls up. Quick little jumper. Not going to happen.
They're going to say it's
they
off
get the
of
rebound.
Carthage's hands, too.
Coy initially came down with the rebound, but looked like Chanute may have smacked it out of his hands out of bounds. Fortunately for Chanute, they got the last shot off, did not go in. We're going to go ahead and take a 2-minute long break. A 1 minute long break here. We're going to be right back right here on
Cut. Beautiful. Okay, let's go again.
Tell me about your vision.
At the end of the day, it's your classic coming-of-age story.
Gonna need more shipping labels.
All the gig speed, fiber-fueled internet you need to take whatever and make it big. Sparklight Internet, a stronger connection.
KFEX 93.1 FM and Comet Vision are excited to partner with Dr. Grant Gastineau. Dr. Gastineau graduated from Chanute High School and is committed to supporting the activities of the youth of Chanute. Thank you, Dr. Gastineau. We appreciate your support.
(19-2), Blue Comets down by quite a bit at the end of the first quarter. Brayden, what do you think are some of the key things that the Blue Comets really need to work on in terms of trying to make a comeback?
Really, it just comes down to the turnovers. We've had quite a bit, and they're just getting the easy buckets off of it, whether it's fast break looks or just pushing it to us, putting the pressure. Like I said earlier, the big thing Blue Comets always have suffered with is just pressure on them. If you press, if you just make them speed up that little bit extra more than what they want to be, it's going to hurt them.
Absolutely. I think the Blue Comets did a really good job yesterday against Campus by boxing out, really getting a body on someone, and they just don't seem to be doing that with Carthage today. I think that's a big reason why we saw Britt Coy. He got several offensive rebounds and a few putbacks for about 6 points just by himself. And I think if the Blue Comets put a butt on someone, that's going to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, I think part of that's just the fact that they don't have Burton on their team, who was a 6'6", big guy going under there, and I think Crabtree put a big emphasis on putting a body on him, getting it, and they just didn't think about it because if you look at Carthage, they're a lot smaller of a team when it comes to height, and they probably just underestimated them.
Blue Comets back and forth. Carthage with the 2 points on the other end. Yet Max Templeman gets the blocking foul call. Seamster looks like it's going to be on the floor. Going to throw the ball in from out of bounds. 21-22. Blue Comets still down. Yet to make another basket since the first quarter. About a little shy of halfway through the first quarter.
They're moving it to the shot, actually. I think that's the right call, moving it to the shot. Seamster was getting it up right there. Whether it was a good take or not, he was getting the shot up. He needed the shooting foul.
First shot is good. Breaks a little bit of the dry spell for the Blue Comets here.
That's one thing. It's 7 minutes left in the second quarter. I mean, you don't really have to be worried about this difference in points. It's easy to come back from in the second with 7 minutes left, and it's going to be 3-21.
In and out, rolled around the rim. No good for the second free throw attempt. And you're right, there's still plenty of time. Obviously, we have an entire second half. We have a lot of time in the second quarter here. Let's see what the Blue Comets can do. Tigers, little lob there from Templeman to Ray.
I think the main thing going into this is going to be our mindset. One thing you realize is when we get down by a bit, we kind of beat ourselves up over it.
Lars with the step back three, no good.
We lose a lot of energy coming into it, but we're going to get some energy here with a foul on the shot for Elliott Stevenson. Hopefully he can knock the next two down. Stevenson's
one of those players that when he gets going, that really helps the squad out quite a bit because he's a quick player. He goes to the rim pretty strong, and he's just really exciting to watch. Sometimes he gets a little bit out of control, and you'd like to see him slow down a little bit, but at the same time, you can't discredit him for the effort that he's putting out there for his team.
That's one thing Crabtree says. If you're going to make mistakes, at least we'll make him going 100%. He always does. If he makes the mistake, he corrects it right away. But he's doing it at full effort, 100% speed. Nothing's going to get by him when it comes to that stuff.
Stevenson 1 for 2 from the line there. Carthage swinging the ball around, drives middle. Templeman gets stripped going up by Custer. Custer now with the left, kick it back out to Seamster. Seamster gets poked from behind from Coy and picks up the frustration foul as he dives after that loose ball.
I just got to watch your hands, man. Like
that's tough.
It's going for the ball. It's kind of hard, but you just can't. You can't hit them. You just got to watch for the ball.
Blue Comets now in a full court press. Not a super strong press as they relieve that press relatively quickly. Back down into a 2-3 zone. Seamster in the middle there.
It's kind of surprising to see them in the 2-3 zone already. I mean, typically when we use our 2-3, it's because they have quite a bit more height on us, and so we're trying to get the two people on the big man down low.
Templeman's shot's no good. He gets the ball back. Looking for Ray there at the top. Ray over to Yates. Back to Templeman. Yates again there on the near side. Ray for a three-point attempt. That's going to be his second three-pointer of the night.
That's a quick jumper. I mean, not much you can do about it. He's just a good three-point shooter, and he's hitting them today.
Confidence in that stroke. Stevenson gets it over to Custer. Custer drives middle, tries almost like the backhanded pass there to Seamster. Again, Seamster was not expecting that.
Yeah, it was a nice pass. Had good speed on it. It wasn't like it's going to get picked off. No one was ready for it, even on the defensive side.
That's got to be tough sometimes for all players because you got Lars. Again, that was a great pass, open pass for Seamster, but under any other circumstance, under any other team, nobody's going to be looking to make that pass.
Yeah. He definitely has an understanding of the sport, and he likes to show it with those no-look passes.
Coy, three-point attempt, no good. Rebound, Seamster, as he gets picked up by Ray, full court. Carthage backs off a bit as Custer gets past the half-court marker. Lars pump fakes, drives right, floater, no good.
He was holding his arm after that a little bit, maybe looking for a foul.
Templeman drives baseline, almost double dribbled. Manley with the tip. Justin Ray, though, gets it in the backcourt, brings it back across half court. Slowing things down for the Tigers. Templeman, three-point attempt, and that's good. Another three-pointer for Max Templeman.
They just are hot on the three-point game. That's showing here. I mean, if they're not hitting the three-point game, then Templeman's just rushing to the basket, and he's getting them.
Blue Comets throw the ball away as Clay Kinder gets the steal and takes it all the way to the rim, uncontested. Stevenson back and forth with Custer. Custer gets it to Stevenson across back half court. Now slowing things down, setting up something. A little bit of motion going on here for the Blue Comets. Seamster hanging out around the baseline along with Stevenson, making their way around. Kicks it out to Duncan for three, and that's going to be good for the Blue Comets. Blue Comets have obviously this weekend been on the opposite side of a high efficiency three-point game. Tonight, early on, looks a little bit different. Haven't made much, but are playing against an opponent that has been shooting really well so far.
It almost looks like they switched sides here. I mean, I was watching Carthage yesterday. They weren't doing much from the three-point line, but they were good at speeding up their team, so they just brought it to the bucket and was getting easy buckets there.
Blue Comets not really thriving off of the fast-paced game. Doing what they do by slowing things down. Gets the 10-second backcourt call. It's going to be Carthage basketball.
That was a really fast 10 seconds, I will not lie.
Well, when you got to slow things down and know that Blue Comets don't do extremely well against that full court pressure, there's not a lot you can do there, and Carthage really took advantage of that. Kinder for a three-point attempt, and he's getting in on the event of throwing down threes. Blue Comets looking to try to get the ball past half court a little quicker. Kick ball, going to be taken out of bounds on the far side court. Blue Comets really have to figure something out. So far today, they're not doing too hot with taking their time and really trying to figure out that full court press. Finally, Blue Comets break that press, get a half court set put together.
And that's the one thing is their press may not be traditional. I mean, they have one back at all times, and they kind of put three at the half court and one in the top, and they just help out that one guy a lot. But one big thing about their press is if you watch the Coffeyville game, a team that normally likes to play fast and likes to press out of people, they just got overpressed and they got oversped up, and that's just what Carthage was doing, and they did it really nice. I believe that game ended up being 66-41, and a really good show of athleticism.
Kinder tried for another three-point attempt, didn't go. And then once again, Justin Ray for another three-point attempt, also didn't go, hit the pole above the backboard, so that's going to be Blue Comet basketball now. Blue Comet's pushing a little harder, gets it knocked away. Lars taking his time hearing it from the crowd here tonight. Seamster going strong to the rim. Going to be fouled on the floor.
A lot of these fouls are going on the floor, and I don't know if I agree with that. One thing that does have to be mentioned, though, is these refs are taking their time out of their day to come out here and do it. And that's one thing you got to be thankful for, especially with the ref shortage in Kansas as it is. It's very lucky to have these guys out here.
Absolutely. You can either like their calls or hate their calls, but they have been very consistent this entire tournament, and we're very grateful for them tonight and the last 2 nights.
That is for sure.
Blue Comets swing the ball around. Lars, three-pointer attempt. That's going to be good.
A deep three from him, too.
Blue Comets feeling it a little bit. Cutting the score to 12-36. We're going to go ahead and take a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back after these breaks.
Cardinal Drugstore, located at 103 East Main in downtown Chanute, is a small-town pharmacy and gift store which includes an old-fashioned soda fountain. They specialize in compounds and vaccines. They also supply many types of medical items. Cardinal Drugstore is your one-stop shop for all of your healthcare needs. KFEX and Comet Vision are so grateful for your support.
36-12, that's your score right here. At Chanute High School, Blue Comets versus the Carthage Tigers. Blue Comets really struggling early on in the game. Minute 16 left in the first half as the Tigers are going to be bringing the ball back in. Just before the break, we saw that that Lars Kessler just sank a three-pointer as Jordan Duncan gets his hand on that ball, knocks it out of bounds. Still going to be Carthage basketball. We also saw that a lot yesterday against campus. Jordan Duncan was really all over the place, had his hand all over everything.
Not only all over the place, but he did finish that game with 5 threes. So he was also hitting the offensive side, not only just the defensive side.
Coy gets it over to Ray. Ray back to Coy. Coy drives middle, goes up with the right hand after a pump fake, and he's going to get that to fall.
Elliott Stevenson driving under the basket. He was trying to sneak by there. They just want to let him.
Seamster baseline, goes up, contested, blocked a little bit, gets his own rebound, goes back up, right hand to Stevenson. Stevenson gets fouled going up to the rim, does not make it, but will go to the line for 2.
One thing you always got to love from your offensive side is if you get offensive rebounds, a second chance buckets right there, and it's a lot of hustle to get those.
Stevenson aware of that pass that Seamster looked like he kind of hook shotted across the lane to him. First shot's up and good. Deficit of 25.
Could not cut it down to 24 though.
30 seconds left in the game, or in the first half rather. Thankfully, it's not the end of the game here.
This would be a really low-scoring game if that was the fact.
Templeman trying to create distance between him and Seamster.
They're going to want the last shot, though.
Now to Ray.
The only thing that's probably on their mind is just let's get this last shot off.
Templeman guarded closely by Seamster now. We don't see that too often. Kinder back to Templeman. To Ray. Gets it poked from behind, knocked out of bounds with about 0.3 seconds left. It's going to be difficult to see if Carthage can get a shot off. They'll really
right
have
here,
to.
You just got to guard the paint.
Yeah, all you got to do is
close.
you can toss it up, and that's going to be the end of the first half.
Good hands.
13-38. We're going to take a pretty long break here. We'll be right back to talk about the first half after a few breaks.
From kickoff to the final lap, from Pee-wees to the weekend pros, Our team of doctors can help with the diagnosis and treatment of sports-related injuries. Wherever you are in your sports journey, Labette Health Sports Medicine Team has the training, experience, and skill to repair, restore, and renew. For more information about Southeast Kansas' leading orthopedic and sports medicine program, go to labettehealth.com.
The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located right across the street from Royster Middle School in downtown Chanute, is in the business of making you feel better, faster. With 3 licensed pharmacists, the Medicine Shop has the knowledge to know the right drugs and the proper dosage to ensure your safety. If you're not quite up to your game, Medicine Shop offers delivery to your door. The Medicine Shop, a proud underwriter of the Chanute Blue Comets.
Home Savings Bank is a platinum underwriter here at the Fire Escape Coffee House. Home Savings Bank has been serving the Chanute area since 1886. Customer-owned and customer-driven, Home Savings Bank, located at 214 North Lincoln Avenue in Chanute, Kansas, is here to serve all your banking needs. Whether your needs are checking, savings account, safety deposit box, lending, or online banking, Home Savings Bank is here to help. Home Savings Bank is located on the internet at homesavingschanute.com. Home Savings Bank is committed to the youth of Southeast Kansas and helping the ministries at the Fire Escape Coffee House.
Missing that human touch at your bank? At Community National Bank and Trust, you'll be able to talk with a real person. Community National Bank is small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Your busy lifestyle requires banking options like mobile deposit and people-to-people pay. With locations in Southeast Kansas and Southwest Missouri, Community National Bank and Trust can help keep your finances safe and your spending smarter. Online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust. Federally insured. Locally awesome. Member FDIC.
KFEX Fire Escape Radio programming is made possible in part by the underwriting efforts of Sonic Drive-In of Chanute. Sonic Drive-In of Chanute does not consider community involvement a sales gimmick or a public relations ploy. They see it as a way to be a good neighbor and as a way to have a positive impact on their community. It is for these reasons that Sonic Drive-In of Chanute is a proud underwriter of KFEX Fire Escape Radio and the ministry efforts of the entire Fire Escape ministry to the youth of Chanute.
For years, Jared Gilmore in Phillips, PA has been providing quality financial guidance to local individuals and businesses. Their expertise ranges from basic tax management and accounting services to more in-depth services such as audits, financial statements, QuickBooks support, and payroll. Jared Gilmore in Phillips, PA has backed Chanute's youth in all their endeavors from the classroom to extracurricular activities. They're proud to help support the youth of Chanute by underwriting this KFEX broadcast.
Led broadcast, all students. I'm the teacher of this class. Every other position here, all 3 cameras, all the graphics and everything are all ran by students. So we appreciate the love that you guys have for our students here at CHS, and we hope that we can bring you the absolute best broadcast that we absolutely can each time you tune in. Let's talk a little bit about the first half here. We have a little graphic here that we want to show you guys. We're going to focus mainly on Carthage because, let's be honest, Carthage did really well the first half. The score being 38-13 right now. At the top of our top performers here, we have Max Templeman and Justin Ray. Justin Ray topping out the first half with 14 points, and Max Templeman here with 10. 5 in each quarter, 7 in each quarter for Ray. Both doing phenomenally well. We got each of them with 2 3-pointers each, and then scoring a couple buckets as well. We can anticipate seeing them as performing equally as well as soon as we come out here in the second half.
Yeah, the big thing with Templeman is he's not only finding the open threes, obviously having 1 each quarter, but on top of that, just getting to the bucket is his jam, really. He's getting there. He's knowing how to work his body around, whether it's a real quick post move, spin off a guy, go up on the glass, high, low, wherever he needs to put it. He knows how to get it there.
Absolutely. Not far behind them, Britt Coy. He's got 9 of his own. So Carthage looking strong here early on in the game. Starting off the second half, Carthage coming up with the ball. Templeman pump fakes, drives middle, gets called for a travel.
It's that step before the dribble. He did it
right there. Looked like he faked left but went right, and for Southeast Kansas refs will call you on that every single time.
Like I said earlier, it's popularized by the NBA that we're 1 step before your dribble, but in high school sports, they're not going to let you have that.
Absolutely. You do, in fact, have to take almost a pause there after your jab step, as Caden Seamster with the and 1 there, floater in the lane. He's going to go to the line for a 3-point play.
Shots up, and it just rolls out.
Seamster, first 2 points of the half for the Blue Comets. See if he can keep that momentum going. Templeman dribbling left and right, driving middle, spinning, going nowhere. Now you got Coy with the ball at the top. He gets it to Ray. Ray swings it out to Kinder. Kinder drives baseline, goes up, gets the offensive foul against Kinder. Seamster there taking a blow to the chest. He's going to pick up that charge.
One thing Crabtree loves more than probably his wife, honestly, is just the charges. He's taking them. We have a board at practice that has literally pictures just full of us taking charges. If we take one, it's going to be on there. He's got several this tournament.
Blue Comets working the ball. Henson back in the game, starting for the second half. Seamster cutting back door, not open though. Stevenson now fakes it, gets it to Seamster on the far 3-point line. Manley to Henson now. Lars driving left of the lane, jump stops, goes up 2 hands, gets called for another travel. I'm not so sure why these refs love that call.
I don't know the criteria on it at this point.
Right. I mean, ideally what he's doing is dribbling, picking up his dribble mid-gather, and then taking his allotted 2 steps. But apparently the refs know something that nobody else knows in terms of what they can and can't do. Kinder, another 2 points down low, a little pick and roll action.
Really nice dime by his teammate there.
Lars gets it to Caden. Caden drives left, goes up. Floater down the middle, and that's going to be just in and out. He gets his own rebound, pump fakes, up and under, gets blocked again, but that's going to be a foul on Ray. That's going to be, looks like his 2nd personal foul of the night.
If you notice, it kind of looked like he knew that slap was going to come through, so he kind of covered the ball up with the top of his hand so he could get that easy foul.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is, it looks like that is the 3rd foul for Justin Ray. Seamster to the line for 2. First one's up and rattles in. Ray's going to stay in, though. Coach Morris highly reliant on his starting 5 here.
Yeah, when you look at the bench and it goes down, there's not a lot of size. There's one big guy, and all the rest are kind of looking pretty small. I'm going to assume they're pretty young, too, just by the size of the guys.
Castor in the game for Yates. That's going to be a three-pointer for Justin Ray. That's his 3rd of the game. Takes a score of 43-17. Blue Comets down. Dishes it to Seamster down low. Pump fake. Goes up. Gets the Blue Comets another 2 points here in the second half.
We're just going to hold it up top. Tried to waste some time. Tippleman with the ball. Lars Kessler pokes it loose and it goes out of bounds.
Lars doing a great job. He's a very underrated defender as well. We saw yesterday in the campus game, Lars had several pokes. Stevenson rather, going up. That's the big thing you talked about earlier with going up for a block, is that as long as you're not coming down on the block, most refs aren't going to call that. In this case, Elliot Stevenson almost hooked his whole hand around the ball like he was cupping it. And, of course, you're going to get a foul on that. It's a very aggressive block.
Not only just the hook, but body going into body when he goes up with it. You've got to make sure that contact just isn't there.
Templeman, his first free throw's good. Duncan is going to come into sub Stevenson out. Stevenson's going to warm up the bench a little bit. Take a rest as Coach Crabtree is giving him a couple words of advice. You know, obviously not too upset. Stevenson's a hard worker. He's a hard basketball player. And that's one thing you got to love about Coach Crabtree, is that he wants to know what his players were thinking. And not in an aggressive, in a hateful way, but he wants to know what he was thinking there and really getting into the minds of his players.
Not only that, but just the fact that Elliot Stevenson being a sophomore this year, he's going to be the future of the program. And he wants to condition him and get him in the right mindset and state of physicality just to getting the program going for the future.
3-point attempt by Kender's not going to fall. Blue Comets come up with the rebound. Lars setting up the play. Seamster cuts back out. He goes up and under and gets it to Duncan as Duncan kicks it back out front to Lars. He backs his man down. Looking backdoor for Manley. Manley's 2-point attempt does not go.
The vision of Larson Kester is honestly just crazy. He just knows where his teammates are, even if he can't find them.
Well, and what's even more impressive about that is that he still had the vision, as that looks like it was Coy for another 3-pointer. He still had the vision to be able to see his teammates in the midst of him almost losing the ball as well.
Yeah. A lot of concentration that takes.
Talk about multitasking. Henson in the game for the Blue Comets. Swinging it around. Larson now looking for someone. Throws it right into the hands of Max Templeman. And if he was a foot taller, he would have slammed that down, but only gets 2 points for the Tigers here. Templeman, huge asset for the Tigers as Lars kicks up a 3-pointer, and he will get that to drop, making it 22 points for the Blue Comets.
If you didn't know, like we said earlier, Chanute's ball games all center around the 3 ball. I mean, three's worth more than 2. That's just a fact of life, right? And Crabtree's big on getting the 3-point game going. And last year, Larson Kester was a big part of that 3-point game. Now it's kind of moved over to Henson / Jordan Duncan, but he's still showing he can do it.
Templeman, 3-point attempt short off the front of the rim, gets his rebound up and under. That's tough because the only person in the lane there to box out Carthage was Jordan Duncan. Yet he had 3 other Carthage offensive individuals there as well.
On top of that, Jordan's just not a big kid. Templeman's going to run away with this ball, too, off the turnover.
Templeman, another 2 points.
They're going to give it back to Parker Manley to carry it up. Let's see what they can get going here.
Not exactly sure what is going through Larson's head right now. He is struggling a little bit. Seamster gets 2 points off the drive.
It was a really nice, hard-fought bucket for Caden. It looks like they had a little bit of trouble getting up there at the end, though.
Tangled a little bit. Britt Coy is looking for a foul there from
Have you ever seen
Seamster.
the clip, like the really infamous clip of like Dennis Rodman, and I don't know who else it was, but them try to get up and like stumble over each other like 5 times?
I believe so.
That's kind of what I was expecting to see there, I won't lie.
Clay Kinder at the line for 2. He gets fouled by Larson there. That's actually Larson's first foul of the evening. We usually see more than that. A couple newbies coming in. Brax Peter in for the Blue Comets. Looks like we got Trent Yates for the Tigers.
One thing you do have to mention, though, is you were talking about normally you see more than that just on Larson Kester, but look at Caden Seamster. He only has 1 on the night, and not only just running as the big guy down low, but you tend to see more fouls on the big guys as it goes on, but he just has 1. He's showing his discipline here.
Caden Seamster has definitely matured as a player over the last year or so. We saw last year he struggled with his temper a little bit. This year he has done very, very well with containing himself as an individual and really just focusing on the game. Brax Peters gets the ball thrown right through his hands, out of bounds. Going to be Carthage basketball. 55-24, Tigers in the lead. Again, after this game, we have the other matchups going on here. I believe the next matchup is going to be Parkview and Emporia, with the championship game here tonight.
Parkview actually lost against Bishop.
Yeah,
So
the
it's gonna be
championship
Bishop
game
versus
being
Emporia.
Bishop Miege and Andover Central this evening for the first place title.
Emporia lost. I didn't watch that last game, so I didn't realize that, but I had Emporia and Parkview going all the way. They looked really strong in the first day. Parkview, if you watched the game yesterday, was really strong in the first half and kind of just slacked in the end.
All the teams here this weekend have all done a fantastic job. Very impressed with everybody. Very thankful that we can have all these teams out to give our Chanute High School basketball players a really nice level of competition here. Yates gets fouled by Custer as he takes it down the court. A little bit of chaos going on the court on the other end here.
Really
Somehow.
fast. I'm kind of just a novice basketball guy, you know. It's not my main sport, not my favorite sport to watch, but was that not a travel with him going up and coming down with that?
That, I don't know, because Max Templeman caught the rebound while he was on his back and somehow threw it down court to Yates. Justin Ray for 3. Another 3 for the Tiger here. That's number 4 on the evening. He's getting kind of a hot streak here going. We've seen a lot of players this weekend really get hot from the three-point field.
They're going to be.
That's going to be Britt Coy. That's his first personal foul. He, pardon me, that is his 3rd personal foul. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. Shows that it's his first, but the stats book has it as his 3rd. Either way, foul on Coy.
Yeah.
That's all we're worried about right now. Larson, tendency to bring it back. Set some things up again. Larson's got a very meticulous mindset of his gameplay. He's really got to analyze things and look at the floor rather than just kind of forcing something to the rim.
Some people just don't get that. I mean, you heard the fans just now yelling at him for it, but sometimes when you're getting rushed this much, I mean, you have 8 more minutes after this 8 seconds. I mean, you just got to take your time really fast, take a breather, not worry about much. Caden's going to go for the block. He gets it. Comes back down with the rebound, though, and it's going to get in.
Seamster somehow, I'll be honest, I don't know how he didn't pick up that foul with the way that these refs have been calling things. A great block. Man, way to run him down and get that block.
It's a nice pin, too.
Unfortunately, the rest of his teammates there didn't get much of a box out going, or else that would have sealed, Carthage not getting any points before the end of the third quarter. As of right now, we got a score of 60-24. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back after this.
Bordered in Fredonia, Ehlert Construction Services was founded in southeast Kansas as a small regional contractor and has now grown into a national heavy industrial construction company with regional offices across the United States. The Ehlert family is proud of our southeast Kansas roots because we know that the people of southeast Kansas make great employees. At Ehlert, we know that employees are our greatest asset, and we're committed to investing in the growth of our employees and our community. Ehlert Construction Services, proud to support the youth of Southeast Kansas through the Firescape Coffee House and KFEX Firescape Radio.
And we're back. Last quarter here of the night, 8 minutes to go to finish out the 5th place position here at the 51st Annual Ralph Miller Classic Tournament. Once again, my name is Caleb Wood. I am joined here with Braden Goff, junior at Chanute High School. Shot attempt by Seamster does not fall.
One thing that's kind of surprising to see when you're up by 36, they're pressing right now still out of the gate. They're still pressing when they're up 36. Just kind of just a move that you don't normally see.
That was Trent Yates for a three-pointer. Adding to the deficit that Chanute has. Right now, Max Templeman up and under. Beautiful move. Blue Comets looking like they just need to get to the rim and score. Taking a lot of time to move things out and about, moving things around, and not really making much of a dent here. Looks like we're probably going to also be having a running clock the entire 4th quarter as Coach Crabtree and Coach Morris subbing every single person off of the floor. We have the so-called quote-unquote scrubs coming in. For the Carthage Tigers, we have number 33, Taylor Stevens-Diggs. Number 15 is not actually listed on our roster here. Number 14, we got Colt Pugh. Number 12, Dylan Pugh. Number 13, Ben Nicholas. If I get a chance to find number 14, I'll let you guys know. And for the Blue Comets, we have Landon Bilby, Raleigh Chard, Cohen Wheeler, Chris Harding, and
Cooper Lukey.
Cooper Lukey.
One thing you got to mention about Cooper Lukey and Bilby is that they know how to hit threes too. They're definitely centered around the three-point offense. Cohen knows how to get his fouls down low. He actually got his first points in varsity this season 2 games ago outside of the tournament, and it was getting to the line. Raleigh Chard, honestly, in my own opinion, he's pretty underrated when it comes to basketball. He's a hustle player right here. He knows how to get to the rim most of the time, too. He's pretty patient, as you see there, getting it over to Cohen.
Just great athlete altogether.
It's true. If you have not heard about his track career, you don't know anything about Kansas track.
Carthage picks up the ball, brings it back down court. Driving baseline, gets it poked from behind. Foul on Lukey. It's going to be Carthage throwing it in from out of bounds on the baseline here. Blue Comets. Home fans love seeing their deeper bench players going in and making a bit of an effort, getting some playing time and everything like that. Ball's up and it's good. Once again, I don't have a name for number 14. Oh, sorry, I do have number 14. I don't have number 15. So that was Colt Pugh for a three-pointer. Raleigh Chard now with the ball. Gets it to Lukey. Lukey drives middle, kicks it back out to Harding. Harding Fakes left, goes right, spin moves up and under, kicks it out to Wheeler. Wheeler drives middle, goes up, back out to Lukey for three-pointer, and that's going to be good for Cooper Lukey. Three-pointer for the junior? Is he a junior?
Yeah, he's a junior, and like I said, he knows how to hit the threes. He's always been known for his three-point game. Due to his kind of lacking in size, he had to make up somewhere, and it's in the three-point game, and he's showing it here.
Absolutely. Raleigh Chard tries for the block, gets nowhere with that.
The good thing about this is maybe they didn't get to play a lot of this game, but this is their proving ground right now.
Absolutely. This shows the Blue Comet crowd and Coach Crabtree who deserves playing time and who does not. Lukey, pump fakes. Pulls it back out a little bit. Gets it back to Harding. Harding top of the key, gets it over to Raleigh now. Near side baseline, or sorry, near sideline. Harding now hands it off to, nope, keeps it rather.
Good hustle
back
by
to Raleigh. Raleigh tries a right-handed hook, nowhere. Wheeler picks up a foul after, he creates a foul after the rebound there.
One thing I did say at the beginning of this, Cohen knows how to get fouls against him, and not against him. I guess, would it be more for him?
Yeah.
For him, and he shows it right there. I have not seen a player get so many fouls, like shooting foul chances, going to the free throw line as Cohen Wheeler does.
Chris Harding with a block. Another player, number 11, that we do not have a name for.
That's good hustle play by Raleigh Chard, getting down there, getting in place to get the rebound. He goes up and gets the shooting foul.
Raleigh going to the line for two. We see hear a little more excitement from the Blue Comet crowd now. Must be some pretty hardy parents here.
Colby Baker's looking to come in after the sub. Raleigh Chard with his first point of the night. Love to see it. Colby Baker, a kid that took off his last year not to play basketball, played his freshman year, has always really been good at it. You see him in warm-ups making a lot of corner threes. Maybe we'll see him get one here.
A little short on the free throw there, Raleigh Chard.
Good
Wheeler
hustle by Cohen
gets it
Wheeler.
back in bounds to Chard. Chard down low to Baker, back out to Harding. Harding pump fakes, drives middle, gets a reach-in foul on number 15 for Carthage.
Can we talk about the hustle coming out of Cohen Wheeler right there to get out there, get the ball in, and not have the ball be out of bounds?
Cohen's a pretty hefty kid, and for him to lay his body out like that is, you love to see that from any player, really.
Yeah, it's nothing slight of impressive, and on top of that, Raleigh Chard just getting up there and getting the rebound.
Carthage coming back down the court with it. Number 11, jump shot. That's going to be just off to the right a little bit. It's going to be off the Blue Comets. Off the Blue Comets as Stevens Diggs tries to get that rebound. Ball back in for the Tigers. Swinging it around the perimeter. Dylan Pugh with the ball, holding it, wasting a little bit of time. It is a running clock, so all they have is about 30 seconds left to wait for everything to run out. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Get a little foul going there.
Can't be mad at the bench players coming in, though. They did really good for the time they were in. Kind of wish they could have came in sooner. Maybe just, not necessarily to bring them back into the game, but bring the energy back to possibly make the starters be able to get back in.
Carthage dribbling the ball around, just trying to get some time wasted off, and that's going to be the end of the game. A little blowout there for the Carthage Tigers, ending the game 73-28. We're going to go ahead and leave it from here. We're going to end our live stream here in just a second. Again, some of your top scorers tonight: Justin Ray ending his night with 4 different three-pointers. Max Templeman, he's got a handful of threes as well. Several steals, as we saw, a few breakaways of his, and finally Britt Coy for the Carthage Tigers rounding it off with double digits there. For the Blue Comets, we also have Caden Seamster in double digits for the Blue Comets, and he is actually the only person from the Blue Comets that ended up with double digits. We did, though, have Larson Kester with a couple three-pointers of his own to help out with the 28 points that they had. For the Blue Comets, you know, we're going to end the night here. That ends their time here at the Ralph Miller Tournament, ending it in 6th place, and that's really about it.
Yeah, I mean, they did really good against Campus. A tough game against Bishop. They stayed in it for a while. I think they just got worn out. 3 games a day, well, 3 days of games. It's pretty rough. And that's just where it's going to end, sadly, as it is.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. We're going to continue to stream the rest of the games here this evening, and we'll catch you here after a little bit.